Education is so much more than just memorizing facts. It is about building a future where every child is empowered to think critically, question boldly, and innovate courageously. As Einstein said, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. But to think, learn, and thrive at school, children need more than textbooks. They need safe and supportive environments, proper nutrition, and a system that believes in their potential and growth. Safety means proper infrastructure. Yet, too many children have lost their lives drowning in pit toilets. That's been happening for years. In 2016, the Eastern Cape Department of Education promised to act, but failed, blaming a lack of funds. Yet in the same year, 530 million in unused education funds were returned to Treasury by the very same department. In 2021 and 2022, more funds went unused, 205 million and 100 million in the Eastern Cape, respectively, for each year, and 312 million in Mpumalanga. It was simply put, a mess. This could have saved lives. But there's hope. Thanks to the GNU and Minister Gwarube, we're returning tragedy into progress. As of March 2025, 96% of pit toilets identified in the 2018 SAFE initiative have been eliminated. Only 141 of 3,372 remains. It's not perfect yet, but we're getting there. This is real, measurable change. Proof that with focus and commitment, we can restore dignity to every child. The mess has now become a message of hope. Another crisis, less visible but equally destructive, and a silent pandemic in schools, is bullying. This is not mere teasing, as we all experience. It's a toxic force that erodes safety, destroys trust, and can tragically lead to suicide. Children should not walk into a school fearful of humiliation, of violence, of isolation. The cancel culture is real and extremely cruel, especially more so for all those already facing hardship at home. We must create schools where every child feels protected, valued, and that they belong. Creating safe schools is the foundation, but what we build on the foundation matters even more. We live in an age about misinformation, emotional manipulation, and rapid technological change. We must teach our children to evaluate information critically, discern truth from fiction, engage responsibly as citizens or in a democracy. The fourth industrial revolution demands creators, not copycats or parrots. In other words, critical thinkers, not passive receivers. Education must ignite curiosity, cultivate problem solvers, and prepare children to challenge the status quo. While our education system prepares learners for the fourth industrial revolution, driven by technology, creativity, and critical thinking, the warning of recent research is also clear. Over-reliance on AI can dull especially young minds' ability to think independently. In other words, critically. We therefore must integrate digital literacy carefully, equip teachers, upgrade infrastructure, teach skills like coding and problem solving early, but not at the cost of the basics, reading with understanding, writing, and arithmetic. No matter how modern and glamorous a building is structured, if the foundation is weak, it will collapse. Reading, writing, and arithmetic remain the essentials for a solid educational foundation. This child-centered budget presents the correct priorities over gimmicks. The department's efforts in this regard must be supported. Our 1996 Constitution envisioned a nation of dignity, safety, and opportunity. Our schools must live up to that promise, being inclusive, safe, and empowering schools for all learners. A truly evolving curriculum doesn't just transfer knowledge, it builds voice, confidence, and independence and critical understanding of learning material. Because if children don't feel safe or respected, they won't think freely. And if they don't think freely, they won't be ready for life after school. The Minister's close attention to this is appreciated. In closing, as Aristotle said, it's the mark of an educated mind to entertain a thought without accepting it. This budget vote isn't just about numbers. It's about the lives and futures of our children. We owe them safety and dignity and a system that equips them to shape a better world. The DA supports the budget because we've seen a beginning of real change. And out of duty to every learner we serve, to keep that progress alive, let's commit with all our hearts.
DA at Work, rescuing South Africa.